Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Armchair Podcast.
Not again. 2 weeks in a row.
Shocking, isn't it?
Fuck's
I just want to rattle
sake.
people so they go, oh, they cringe when they as soon as
start the video.
yeah,
Or
and
start
it's just
the podcast.
I just think it's funny. I can just imagine someone go, oh, fucking hell, that's cringe, and it gives me a bit of a kick.
You don't have to imagine. I do it every week,
Yeah, that's true.
to be fair.
That's true for anyone watching. Obviously, it is just a cringe fest and no one cares about it. But if you are listening, thanks for tuning in once again. Lots to talk about on this episode, including the Spurs relegation parade, which was quite good. Forest have beat Spurs 3-0, which was good to talk about. Talk about relegation battle. We'll talk about... What else? There was something else happened.
I don't remember. I don't remember anything
St. John's,
significant
was it
happened.
St. John's
you're thinking about the Mackham, the Tyne-Wear derby.
Oh, the Tyne-Wear derby, yeah. So
that
Tyne-Wear
must have been
derby.
the biggest game.
I
think that was the big
Sunderland won, and then there was Carabao. Oh, the Carabao Cup. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
It's just obviously.
No, I've not really heard of it. I've heard of the Papa John's trophy, but
we lost it. I didn't really watch it because it's just like
it's a tin pot trophy.
Yeah.
No, I mean, who gives a shit about that?
Not me.
Pep Guardiola apparently.
Yeah, he was fucking.
Because you believe I'm happy. You are showing it. I'm so happy.
This weekend, it seemed like prime bloody Man City were back. Prime Barcelona.
Should we just get into that then?
And Arsenal, well, feels like the same old Arsenal.
Where on earth are we now? A night of
I like that music.
dismay.
It's like. I like that you read it. That is so funny though, because like after every Arsenal loss, like when we lost against Wolves and then that game, I just like to go, where on earth are we now? Where are we now?
Still top
What
of the
does
league
this
in the
mean?
quarterfinals of the Champions League and in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup.
Where on earth are we now?
That's where we are, and we lost out on one tin pot trophy. Big deal.
So let's talk about it then. What went wrong? Where do we start?
What went right?
That's a better.
I think that's a better question, genuinely, for Arsenal.
Nothing. So let's go. There we go. That's your answer to your question. What went? I'll tell you what went right for Man City.
I think, to be honest, in here, is the mentality.
That is funny, yeah. Last
He's
week
done
we were
us
saying,
there, really. Hasn't he?
Yeah.
He does turn up in these, but he does tend to turn up in these big games. But he didn't turn up against Forest and West Ham in the Premier League. So I think let's address firstly before we get into the game where we think we went wrong about this narrative now of. I mean, we did make them look like prime Man City. And there's this narrative that after they drew back-to-back games against West Ham and Forest at home, by the way.
West Ham was away.
Yeah, West Ham away, but Forest at home, I meant. That, all of a sudden they're going to claw back a 9-point deficit in the league and beat us at the Etihad and then win all the rest of the games. I think that's probably a fallacy. Is there a slight bit of my Arsenal brain or my heart or my gut that thinks
I thought you were
going
going to say a slight bit of your arse.
Yeah, there's definitely a slight bit of my arse. That's literally like...
Clenched.
But genuinely though, like there is a bit. Do you not feel there's a bit of that now? Like we've lost this final. I know it's probably looking at it objectively, it's probably complete nonsense.
I mean, a week ago,
do you know what I mean?
Max Dowman runs the length of the pitch, scores an open goal, and the whole of football Twitter decides Arsenal have won the league.
Not even that. The whole of the football
football universe has decided that Arsenal win the league. Arsenal are going to win the quadruple. Arsenal are this. Arsenal are that. Flash forward a week. With this, with that, bottle jobs, we don't play good football. Mikel Arteta's not good enough. Havertz not good enough. Gyökeres isn't good enough. Saka's washed. Our team's done. That's just football. That is just football. But it doesn't mean you can't feel the emotions, and it doesn't also mean that you can sit here like I like to do, and just ignore it and ignore the criticism. Because fair enough. I mean, like we said, Arteta got little right. To be honest,
this is the problem with this style of football. So when the dark arts and the way we play football works, when we nullify the opposition and we keep a clean sheet, it's fun. It's great, because we get the results. But when it doesn't work, it really sticks out like a sore thumb. And it was sort of exposed on a world stage today that the style of football that we play, whether you like it or not, and it might win as a Premier League title, so I don't care. But it kind of was exposed, I think, yesterday.
I think, I don't know, like, part of me thinks that we this was not like just because of our football. It was also how we, in a way,
the mentality.
I just think City were better than us, but I also think like there were a lot of players that didn't really just play. We didn't play well enough. I think
Is that on the manager or the players?
No, it's a combination. And like, for example, I feel like if we had Saka at his best,
he's not been his best all season, has he?
Well, yeah, and it's a good example. And I feel like maybe if I can't help but feeling that Zubamendi and Rice didn't have the best games.
Apparently, according to Leeds judges, Zubamendi had a good game. That's what he said.
Well, to be fair, I maybe he did.
He said the only players that could hold their heads high after that game was the two centre backs and Zubamendi.
The two
centre backs and Zubamendi.
To be honest, I'm not even just saying this. No, I'm joking. I've got such a Gyökeres. I've got a pro Gyökeres agenda, and I'll admit that.
I thought he played well in the first 3. We were in the game.
I think in the first 3 minutes, yeah, he was brilliant. No, I mean,
we're in the game. We won the first. We drew the first half.
Was anyone good? Not really. I mean, I think it.
No.
Where did it go wrong for you then? Like, what is the main thing that you think? Because
it's a mixture of things. I really don't want to use Kepa as a scapegoat, but I think yesterday made me realise. Well, the two things. So the midfield and the keeper, and I think the keeper had a massive impact on this game. Say what you want, but I think if Raya's in goal, we don't concede the first one for sure. And I actually think, when Man City did that thing, which was, to be fair, you have to give credit to Pep. It's kind of, I wouldn't say it's genius, but it was good what they did. With that I've not really seen any team do that to us before, where they sort of like sit on the edge of our box. They don't press, they just wait there.
United did a bit.
Well, it worked.
Yeah,
they copied what
again.
Anyway, wherever he's got that from, or if he's thought of it, or if it's... Anyway, it worked. And I think it sort of exposed Kepa's lack of ball delivery. I think if Raya was in the net... we probably would have played the ball out a bit quicker and he would have made the right decisions in terms of passing, but it tended to go to Gabriel or Hincapié near the corner flag because Kepa didn't have the tackers to like hoof it. When he did hoof it, it hit a Man City player. And then when they had it in the corner, they would just hoof it and go back to City.
Can I just say that, like...
we didn't win the midfield battle
I know, okay.
after that. So that's the other thing.
Okay, fair enough. I do take your point, and Raya's a very important player. I mean, people have said that he could be... He's one of
our best players
maybe a player of the season.
Yeah.
And I agree, he's been brilliant. But I also think, like, is that not... like City also didn't play the best keeper.
Yeah,
so why
I agree.
is it...
We shouldn't rely on a keeper.
Why is it that our keeper...
I'm saying he shouldn't be a scapegoat.
No, I'm not saying it's the scapegoat, but I'm just saying it like it's obviously the way it must be the way we play football in which we are reliant on that.
Though, multiple times, every time I watch a game, we take more risks at the back than we do.
Every
and the
time
thing
we
is,
play.
Kepa didn't take any risks at the back.
No.
Apart from when he fucking came out and clattered what's-his-face and got a yellow card, and then from there it just went downhill.
Yeah.
But he just didn't look... He didn't look...
I don't think he's ever had a good game at Wembley, has he?
No. I think he was scarred from the past. To be honest, it was sort of a naive decision from Arteta.
But at the same time, right, if we do get to finals... I mean, obviously Raya will play in the Champions... Yeah, but obviously Raya will play in the Champions League final. But I'm just saying, if we made it that far... And also, he will play now
in the FA Cup
almost
final,
definitely in the FA Cup final if we make it. But
I think what's so funny about this narrative is that I'm hoping. I mean, look, we had it. That is apart from Wolves, that was our worst performance of the season, and arguably it was worse than Wolves because we couldn't get the ball.
Yeah, it was it was so
it was
bad.
strange
that
to watch.
20 minutes
strange
period. It was a bit longer actually. It was like half an hour from maybe the 50th minute to the 75th, 80th minute. And it was just like we couldn't even get out of our half. We were absolutely battered.
We had no one really to pick up the ball.
The thing is, right, like
it was crazy.
We didn't, and I agree, but I don't understand. I think there's I don't know. I've seen a lot of people criticize the way we tried to get out. So like either we were trying to play through, it wasn't working. We didn't have anyone that would come collect it like Ødegaard might. I've seen some people say that Ødegaard would have helped in that game a lot. I think even Ødegaard would have struggled a bit.
Nah, because he doesn't go that deep.
He does, and he...
No. He's not centre back. He's not there.
But people then have pointed to, well, it's Gyökeres being up front who, in fairness, Gyökeres' hold-up play is a lot worse than I thought it would have been. He doesn't really challenge aerially like I thought he might, like because he's a big bloke. But then again, we had Havertz that went high and tried to win a lot of balls. Even when it got past we sent it up and Havertz maybe did win something, or Gyökeres it came off his shin or whatever it does, like it usually does. There seemed to be no one there to back it up.
I need to watch the game again because I don't understand. There was massive, long periods of the second half where Kepa had the ball in the box and he fucks around it for ages. And then instead of hoofing it, because we hoof it a lot and we tend to win the ball, and we have Havertz and Gyökeres up front, no offence against Ake and Kusanov, and they performed really well, to be fair. But like the height of those centre-backs, they're not that
it doesn't
big.
really make sense.
It didn't make any sense why at
I just
any
don't
point,
think it worked.
But I think I've seen Raya before in games where he's looked around and he's gone, I can't get out here, and he's gone like that, goes up, over. And I'm gonna fucking hoof it. We didn't do that once all game, I don't think.
No. Well,
I don't know, it was shocking.
And every time it did.
His subs were shocking. I think Arteta had a shocker.
To be honest,
he had a
in
shocker.
terms of subs,
and Pep had a
maybe
great game.
I don't know.
No, he had a fucking shocker, mate. Like, he should have... So, when he was bringing Madueke on, the first two subs, I think it was Madueke and who else came? Martinelli. He should have made them wait. He should have made them wait.
True.
He waited until we conceded, and I said that he will. So we conceded, and then I said to you,
as well.
They're going to score another one before these subs come on. They did.
And they did, yeah. And that was it.
And then it's game over. And I saw Arteta was jumping around like a baby when Madueke was stood next to him like, "What are you doing, boss?" But like, he probably felt like a twat. I mean, he's not been scared to hook Eze. He hooked Eze off in the 45th minute, didn't he, in one game? And he's done it to other players as well. But like Saka, I'm sorry, he should have been hooked. Like
but
like,
it's hard.
I love him, but
can you not
just shit?
But also, like that being said, like the people have been criticising Saka and Arteta for keep picking Saka, for leaving him on. But can you not see why he would? Like if you're gonna have faith in anyone to like come good and maybe pull out a moment, are you not going to trust Saka in that moment?
No,
he's never let us down, really. Like, he's struggling.
Yeah.
He is struggling. Obviously, he missed a penalty against West Ham, but we're not going to bring up all that shit. But what I mean is, he always turns up. He is Mr. Reliable a lot.
No, I get your point.
And like, if you're going to pick anyone on a day to maybe to find some form or get a bit of a chance, you would back Saka. And also, like, let's not forget, Madueke can be really effective. But as we saw when he came on, his cameo was... He was pretty.
But to be
poor
fair to him, at that
well.
point, it got to the point of desperation. The game state was like, you couldn't really take your time. It was just
at the same time when Calafiori came on, he
good.
made a huge difference. So I do think that. Listen,
that's what I mean. It's Arteta, man.
I don't think it. The thing is, like, it's hard to criticize Arteta. I think he got it wrong in this game. But does that mean that I think he's a bad coach, or
No, I'm not saying he's a bad coach, but he got it wrong in this game.
Yeah,
we have
probably.
to admit that. Like, and he has to learn from the next time he's in a final. He can't. This safe approach.
Cautious, yeah.
I don't think it works in a cup final.
Do you think that, like...
Do you not think,
my
though?
point is, though, is like, do you think we're too far into, like, late-stage Artetaism, right? So what... Just hang on, hold on there.
What the fuck is that?
Hang on with me. In the sense, like, he can't just say to these players, before you put a sound on...
I'm not putting a sound on.
He can't just say to these players, right, lads, go play football, enjoy it. Because what he's done is, through the years, collect and shape lots of players who have a safe mindset, like, in a way, like Declan Rice and Mendy. Do you not think Declan Rice and Mendy are inherently defensive players? Nketiah is a defensive player.
Leverkusen at home, we played some fantastic football.
Yeah, but Leverkusen aren't like City, and it's not in a final.
It doesn't matter. It's the way we played. It's with the way we approach the game. And Arteta is set against Leverkusen. There's no way we had the same game plan going into Leverkusen. There's no way that was the same game plan.
No, but also, it's not the same team, so you can't really say that. We're facing a City. We're facing City. No, but also, I was going to say, this was the end of my point, was that I was going to say that I think Eze would have been good because Eze is the kind of player that no matter what you tell him, you can't really coach Eze in a way. Like, he just plays with instinct, with his spirit. He just does what he wants to on the pitch. And what I'm saying is we've got a lot of players that are like system players that are used to, that under Arteta for a lot of years. So it's not as easy of just being like, right, go just enjoy it, like play without fear. Like, we have a system of play. Like, people always say, oh, the horseshoe of death and all this stuff. When we're not. But that's just the way we played. And at times it's been, it's took us this far. Arteta's football has took us this far. So, yeah, some days like this, you're going to get bad results where it doesn't come off right. But at the end of the day,
I think Arteta can change it. What I'm saying is I think he's just got the approach wrong for today's game. You're saying that we can't play attacking football. I know for a fact this team can play attacking football.
But why is it? At half-time, right, we saw... Yeah, but surely in the game... Like, this is the thing. Roy Keane would be sat here and he'd be like, the players in the game... The manager's on the sideline, right? baby. Here we go.
Mate, you're ruining it. You're ruining it.
No, because I can see it with his little buttons.
Yeah, but you're ruining it. You just
ruining
concentrate
it.
on the podcast, man. Ruined it.
Listen, all I'm saying is I could imagine Roy Keane like being sat and he'd say, if you're on the football pitch as a player, you would know, right, this is not going our way. We can't get out. Something needs to change. So you would adapt how you play. But what I'm saying is,
you can't say that to the manager.
Yeah, but our
you
players
can't
don't do that.
But you can't do that.
But that's my point.
Because if the players on the pitch,
my point was,
do you think
we've had players.
Do you think Pep's players did that?
No.
No.
Jacob, you need to just listen to what I'm saying.
I am listening to what you're saying.
My point is,
arguing against
Arteta
it.
has signed trusted people.
Pep does that, though.
Trusted players. Ryan Cherky's doing kick-ups.
Yeah, he is an outlier.
Doku,
No.
of a footballer.
They're in a system.
No, sorry,
Josh.
but Doku.
Madueke's the same as Doku. He does the exact same thing.
No, what I'm saying is,
Why are you
Jay,
getting so rattled, bro?
because you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Baby.
Because what I'm trying to say is that they're very like. I think we have a lot of cautious-minded players. Like, whereas
We don't.
okay,
Who's
so
cautious-minded?
why was
Who is cautious-minded?
Zubimendi,
Nah.
Rice?
No.
Do you not think so?
No. You're chatting absolute bollocks now.
Well,
Rice
well,
is
what-
cautious. Rice is a cautious-minded. He raged through the midfield like a fucking horse, like a
Yeah, but
stallion.
no, but I'm not saying. My point is
not
right.
cautious.
So why didn't he do it then?
Because
of
Arteta
what?
got it wrong today.
In what
He
way?
Set us up
Describe
wrong.
it.
He set us up wrong.
But describe how he did it wrong.
He set us up as if, when we played Brighton, we won 1-0. That's how he set up. We should have set up how we played Leverkusen, which was on the front foot attacking.
Right.
And we just didn't. We didn't look like we wanted to play football. And you can see it.
What do you mean? Like, the players are on the pitch playing the game. So what you're saying, my point is that we've got a lot of players that will just are happy to just listen to the manager. That's what my point is. What I'm saying is it's not just that they're cautious minded, but before you interrupt me with all the baby stuff, I'm just trying to say that there are also people that follow the manager's instructions.
Okay, so let me
counteract.
let me
finish. It's why he purged people like Aubameyang, Özil, and why Eze has struggled to get in the team.
No,
Because he doesn't like Mavericks in a way.
Let me
Do you not
counteract.
think?
Let me counteract that
Jay,
point.
can you
Pep is
answer my
the
question?
exact.
Do you think Arteta likes Maverick players?
I think he loves Eze. Yeah.
Why didn't you play him off season?
Because Josh, look, let's not go there. He's obviously had to bed in. It's not going to be an instant. It's a lot of difference from playing at Crystal Palace. To go back to your point, Pep chose to set Man City up when they came to the Emirates at the start of the season to set up defensively. They had about 26% possession.
Right.
It's the lowest possession
I get
they've
what
ever
you're
had.
saying.
He set up, and the players listened to him. Do you think those players wanted to do that?
No, but also
there you go, then.
But hold on, they scored a goal. It was working, so therefore they would
set up
carry
like
on
that to
doing
start
it.
the game.
No, but they would carry on doing it because they were literally what, like 5-10 minutes away from winning 1-0, and it was a perfect game. They played really well in that defensive way. It was just that
But we started attacking after we went 2 goals down.
We had one bit of quality. No, that's my point. Is that
So it's
our
not-
game plan wasn't working? Why isn't
He did
it?
change it. He changed it too late. It's Arteta's fault. The manager
Jay,
assigns the
I'm
game
talking
plan,
about-
and the players decide. The players execute it. The players cannot just. There's 11 players on the pitch, right? I don't understand. They can't all just search it. We're going to play. They haven't got time. You can't do that. I don't know what you say. You're trying.
What do you mean?
Bollocks.
Players, what are you talking about? It's not. Players don't just.
You haven't played at the highest level. You clearly
Jacob,
don't
I
know.
understand what you're saying.
Clearly don't know.
But players don't just. Like, it's not just about talking to each other and going, let's start playing open. It's about taking responsibility. And that's my point.
one player can't- if
Can you
one
just let me
player
finish? Because you keep cutting me off. And it's why I couldn't finish my point last time. But my point is, it's like, we have a lot of players, and I don't know why why can't you just accept the point that are happy to kind of follow Arteta's instructions more. And that's why, do you not think that one of the reasons Eze couldn't get in the squad, because he's not as good at just following orders?
No.
So why do you think Eze?
Because he lost it. Because he
didn't
poor
track back defensively.
Yeah.
Which is part of following defensive mindset.
But it's part of
Oh, Jay,
a
come
large
on.
part.
This is why I get frustrated because
when you make a point and someone disagrees with it. So if you get on the Athletic podcast and someone makes a point, you're just going to
because the person would be like,
you're not right all the time.
No, but the person would listen and go, okay, logically, what you just said makes sense.
I
Yeah.
know, but I'm actually just disagreeing with it.
But
can you not
okay.
handle that?
No,
and
because
some people
I
online. Comment
don't get it.
below. Do you agree with me or Josh? I'd love to hear. Just comment below. Do you think these Arsenal players are defensive-minded players, or do you think it's the Arteta that's given them instructions to do it? And do you think Pep is the same? Pep Guardiola, sometimes his was all about ball recovery, wasn't it? As soon as you lose the ball, you get back and try and win it back.
My point is not just that they're defensive minded though. It's that they won't just take the football and like do you know what I mean? Like they're not like maverick players in my opinion. You know, like that's just what I think. Like,
I think it is hard to do that though. Like Bruno Fernandes and these type of players, they are sort of unicorn. It is hot. And even Bruno Fernandes, you see he gets frustrated with United. He might want to try and drive the game on.
But we don't have
but
a
he
Bruno
might drive
Fernandes.
into midfield, and unless every other player is on the same wavelength, it's not going to work, is
but
it?
my point is that we don't have a Bruno Fernandes. Arteta's favourite player, he made him captain, is Martin Ødegaard, right? What would you say, like, Martin Ødegaard's, like, his main job in the team
At his best, his job is... when Martin Ødegaard is good and he's on form, I think he's a sensational player. And his job is to obviously knit things together and thread passes through the lines. That's what he should be doing.
No,
and
it's
that's
not
what he was
just...
good
Yeah,
at.
but he doesn't just do that, does he? He comes back, he recycles possession, he keeps us ticking. And
Yeah, of course.
what I'm saying
We
is...
missed that today.
No, but my point is
Yesterday.
that Ødegaard is not necessarily like Bruno Fernandes or Eze. He's completely different. He's more... He often just makes the right decisions at the right time, but he doesn't go...
Yeah, no,
Do
I
you get
agree.
my point, right?
I agree,
So
yeah.
that's all my point is that I think...
But we bought Eze for that.
But my point was, going back to the original thing, was basically that, is it too late for Arteta to just say, to say, oh, let's just play differently? Like, we've been playing this way all season. And even at
No,
Leverkusen,
it is too late.
Even at Leverkusen, right? Like, yeah, we scored 2 worldies. But realistically, if one of those Leverkusen chances, like, goes in, because they did make some chances... Like, it would have been a very different game in which they could have parked the bus. I mean, when we were away at their place, we found it really difficult. So, yeah, you can point to the Leverkusen game, but the average way this team plays is defensively.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. But it has won us a lot of games this season. And I think today, it just wasn't the right tactic to play like that.
Right.
I think we've seen with Arteta in his managerial career that he started with a back five and he worked with that, and then he played this amazing style of football with Gabriel Jesus and all that fluid football, and now he's sort of adopted this more Mourinho style. He can play in different ways, he can deploy different tactics, and you can't tell me that those players, if Arteta said to them at half time, just fucking go for it, I reckon they would have gone for it.
You can't
but
tell,
we might have conceded fucking 3.
But you can't tell
And
me.
he's scared of that.
You can't tell
He's
me
scared
that
of
they
that.
didn't say that. You're just assuming that this is
I
what
know
Arteta
for
said.
a fact that's what he said. You think Arteta's gone in half time and said, "You better go out there now and start playing," and just
But
attack.
how can you tell? Because
Because
Man
it was the
City
same
played
as the
that
first
well.
half.
No, we were worse.
Yeah, but Man City played well in the first half, but that Man City we were equal in the first half, really. But I think Man City, Pep must have said to them, "Let's just go out and give it our all and attack." And I don't think Arteta, he could have said that, but
Yeah,
it did
that's
not.
the point.
It didn't look like that's.
But that's
what
the
he
point.
said.
How do we know? What we just assume
Because
that
I
this is
think,
what happens.
But I think because the reason that I think I know is because I know that our players know how to play football, and they know how to. They've not lost. Like, we've got some amazing players that know how to play football. We've seen it this season,
And they've not lost. You were just going to say they've not lost the ability to
I don't
play
think
football.
so.
So why is it that we're really struggling to find Saka's form, to find Ødegaard's form when he has been fit? That's what I'm saying. We've seen a general decline
because of the
across-
manager's tactics.
Yeah, but it's not. Anyway, because that was my initial point, was that we played this way for so long that you can't just say on the day, "Let's go play football, lads." Because I think they forgot how to play football.
Well, I don't know. I've seen us play some decent stuff. I think the narrative of us not being able to string passes together and create attacks and score goals is just
That's
like
not what I'm saying.
nonsense.
That's not what I'm saying.
And what I would say is that I think I would have brought Darwin on. To be fair, I would have chucked him on. I mean, he chucked him on against Everton. He changed the game. One of the biggest games of the season. Why has he not chucked him on in the final?
Darwin's
He's
a
got
good
his
example.
favourites.
Diamond's a good example, right? When he came in against Everton,
Changed
he
the game.
He changed the game. It wasn't a tactic.
Yeah, but he's brought the bringing on of Darwin.
You can't admit that I'm right there, then,
No, what I'm saying is
because I've just caught you out.
I haven't. The bringing on of Dowman. How do you know he's not?
Signals a tactic. Is that what you're going to say?
Of course it does.
No, the bringing on of Dowman means there's a player that takes the ball, he goes around, he just puts a cross in, he just goes for it. He doesn't play with fear anymore. He doesn't play with defensive mindset because he's so young, he hasn't been moulded into an Arteta droid.
But I reckon Arteta's probably not said to Dowman. He's not. Arteta knows what type of player Dowman is, so I understand your point in terms of some of these players aren't as expressive as down
But it's
because
not
he's
just
young.
what-
I understand that. I get
But
what you mean.
you
Maybe
s-
some of the flair's been taken out of players. I agree, but I think if Arteta said to them, "Look, you know, for this half, just
To be fair,
go for it."
I think we
In
both.
that's just in my opinion.
But I think we both agree that Arteta is obviously to blame. I'm just
Fuck
saying
me.
that long term, I can't imagine Arteta was in the dressing room saying, "All right, lads, play it tight, keep playing it around the back and piss about Kepa."
Mate, the problem is the risk with playing that type of football, and that's why I don't think he will this season, is because Arteta might think, because if you look at our players, if you look at the players by players on paper, Man City, Arsenal, they probably have more technicians. They probably have better footballers on average in terms of what they can do on the ball. Haaland's the best striker in the league. Bernardo Silva's absolutely quality. Doku, Semenyo, technically technically they are fantastic. Rodri, Cherky. We haven't. So I think it's partly, yes, I agree. We don't really have those type of technical players to sort of.
We just spent 10 minutes to agree on the same point.
No, because I think those players could definitely but they have different strengths, right? Like Martinelli, he's technically brilliant sometimes. He can take a man on. He can be electric. Saka's technically good. Havertz, you can't say he's not technically good because he is.
I don't think
but
Martinelli is technically good.
My point is, they're still great, but I think Man City are better. So I think Arteta chose, and I think he got it wrong, to play it safe because he knows that Man City are better.
No.
He knows that Man City, if you go blow for blow, it's like when Chelsea tried to play PSG blow for blow. It was never good.
Okay,
PSG were
but
always going to
this
beat
is
them.
it,
They should have
right?
sat back, and we chose to sat back. And I think you should have just. I'd rather lose in a cup final, not in the Premier League. Take away the Premier League. I don't care if I'd rather play this way in the Etihad. I don't want to go out all out attacking the Etihad. I think I'd rather play defensively in the Premier League. Haven't got a problem. I think in a cup final, he should have at least said to the boys, "Let's have a good go."
But how do you know he didn't?
Oh my God. Well, I don't, do I? But I've got a fucking good. What did you watch?
No, but
You're
my
telling
point,
me that you
because
told
you're
them to go
not
out and
listening,
attack?
right? Because I think we both you've just said basically what I've just said, right? About how he's not signed attacking-minded players. He can't.
Oh,
he's
that's
not.
fucking bullshit. Gyökeres scored the most goals in world football a couple of seasons ago. He's not signed attacking-minded players. Eze for Crystal Palace.
Yeah, but
Saka's
people
not
say
attacking-minded. Martinelli.
he didn't sign Saka. He didn't sign Martinelli.
Oh, fuck off, Josh. Declan Rice, yeah, he's
Jay,
defensive.
how many defenders have we signed?
Declan Rice, right?
How many defenders
Declan
have we
Rice at
signed?
West Ham. What was Declan Rice at West
defensive
Ham?
midfielder.
What is he now at Arsenal?
He's still. Well,
Fuck,
what
there
was
you go.
what was
There
he
you
in the
go.
cup game then? He's still what? He's an 8. You pick one player.
He's here!
Just fucking owned you, mate.
Not really.
Oh, yeah!
Honestly,
Why are you crying?
I'm not crying.
You look
You're
like
just,
you are.
You are just like.
I just think for this game and throughout the Premier
Because you
League-
can't answer my
Oh
question. Do you
God,
think
bro.
Arteta said go and set out defensively then?
I think he's sort of said, take your... he does these things where it's like, take your moments, keep it tight. I reckon that all that language gets
When has he said that? When has he ever said that? It's just nonsense.
What do you think he said then?
I don't know, but I don't
know
sit
either.
around all day tweeting about how people do.
I don't.
Oh, Arteta's told them to do this. You don't have a fucking
But
clue.
you're telling him he's told them not to play football.
No, I'm saying what I've seen on the pitch.
You're
With
saying that
years,
you're telling
years
him-
of playing a certain way, years of signing certain players. We've signed about 40 defenders. You know we have. We
Calafiori's not really a defender, though.
We were
He's
playing-
a defender, but he's a
even
very...
Havertz, right? Like
defender.
Havertz and Saka and these kind of players, they're great defensively. They're like beasts, physical beasts. That's been our whole thing. We've got these really good, all-round defensive players, but they're not just go for it, gung-ho players. You can't tell me they are. Anyway, let's move on it because it's annoying me now. It's just it's nonsense. We're kind of agreeing on the same thing anyway.
So you think then, let's say we make it to the FA Cup final.
Yeah.
Or the Champions League
Yeah.
final.
You think that he's going to say, start defensively. No, he won't. That's bollocks.
No, but he'll say...
You don't know what he'll say. Anyway, what will he say? No, tell me.
What, do you know then? Fucking tell me then.
No, you tell me.
No, you fucking tell me what he'll say,
Well,
you
no,
prick.
You tell me what Arteta will
No,
say.
tell me what he'll fucking say.
No, because I don't know.
What a surprise.
I'm saying I don't know what he'll
What
say.
a surprise.
And you're saying you know what he's going to say. So tell me what he's going to say.
It's a fucking... Obviously, I don't actually know. It's a tone of phrase, you fucking moron. I don't know. I'm not fucking there, am I?
Right, tell me what you think he's going to say then.
I think he's going to say, sort of he's not going to say, I know for certain he's not going to say, oh, go out there, lads, and just express yourselves and have a good time. Is he going to say that? But something fucking Pep would say, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
It's time to go!
Right, does this have any implications on the league?
We have 30 minutes on this. I hope people are fucking happy, and I hope you're happy. Twat.
Do you think we're gonna win the league?
What? Just because we've lost the Carabao Cup final, obviously.
No, answer the question.
This game does not change anything. It's a one-off game.
That was my question.
Yeah, it's a one-off game. I'm answering your question.
That was the true definition of a delectable medley of football.
What I'm saying is,
I'm forgetting about my disability.
I'm forgetting about that cup final. For me, it's just a one-off game that anyone could win. It's whoever turned up. Man City turned up. We didn't. Right? We didn't, for whatever reason, whether it was what Arteta said or whether the players were nervous or they didn't show up, whatever it was, we just didn't turn up. I think we have to learn from this. And honestly, if the players stood there clapping, watching Man City and that bold spit-rolling freak win another trophy, hasn't motivated them to go and win the Premier League, I don't fucking know what will ever. And we'll never win anything. So that's why I'm more convinced them that win the Premier League, because those players will have a fire in their bellies. We have to use this now. We have to have that fire in their bellies.
Right.
That's what he's saying. So
Okay.
that's why I think we'll win it.
I
yeah.
agree. But I also think and we were at the pub with Harry Dobbs, who's a Forest fan, and Trent, and I said, "Oh, it's a lesson this," and I was kind of being a bit tongue in cheek, but
No, you weren't.
I was. Anyway, the point is, and I was saying that you just talk about fire in your belly, but surely for a cup final, you got fire in your belly. We already hate Man City, so
Obviously fucking not.
fair enough. Well,
Yeah, I thought there would be more fire in the belly for that game. I agree. I don't know how much fire's fucking left.
I
I don't
thought
really
your
get.
belly
I don't
was nice
really
and
get that.
full.
But I genuinely
We
think
bottled the league to them
I
for,
think
like, years,
even though
and-
we haven't won a trophy in 6 years, I genuinely think that the players have got one thing on their mind right now, and it wasn't that fucking Carabao Cup. Whereas
was
Man
it?
City, I think it was the league. I think all the players are bothered about is the league. Like, and I'm not, and I know in
Mate,
a
I
one-off
know what it
you
is.
shouldn't be thinking about the league. I understand this, and you can
I
use,
know what it is.
You can say, oh, this is just stupid. But I genuinely think, like, Man City, even though we appeared on paper to want that more and probably need it more, I think Man City needed that more. It might be Pep's farewell season. He seemed proper up for it. They actually hate us for some reason. I don't think the Arsenal players really care that much about Man City. They fucking hate us. Pep has to, like, show Arteta his big daddy boss, whereas I don't really think Arteta really cares. I just think they just were really up for it for some reason, and we just didn't really... We weren't that up for it. We didn't look that up for it. We didn't get stuck in. They got stuck in. They really wanted it, you know.
I wonder. I do wonder if they had more respect for the ball than us. But
Well, Cherky obviously had more respect for the ball. And I tell you what, I do rate Ben White, because as soon as Cherky started doing them kick-ups, I was like, I hope someone clatters him. And I thought, yes, Ben White's fucking clattered him.
yeah, we've got that.
And I'm glad
That's
he's been
fucking
called
another
up by
trophy.
England.
Yeah, which is anyway, that's for another podcast, England talk. But over Trent Alexander-Arnold is kind of mental when he
Crazy,
said that he
isn't
didn't
it?
want to play.
Real Madrid.
Mad. But that's because Arsenal's bigger than Real Madrid.
Right.
No, because when you think
Can't
about
win a
it,
fucking
right?
Carabao Cup.
But
Fucking joke.
weirdly, this is what I mean, right? Because this is why it doesn't make sense. Because I think we could beat, and we have beaten Real Madrid, and I know it was last season, but I think we can beat Real Madrid, and I think we're better than City.
Yes, we are. We've been better this season. We just didn't turn up. I don't know why you can't fucking accept the fact that we didn't turn up. Pep tactically got it spot on, and Arteta got it shockingly wrong. Substitutions, starting lineup, picking Kepa, the way we played, everything he got wrong. He didn't get one thing right in the entire fucking game, and Pep got everything right. He didn't even mean to make a fucking change. I don't think they made a sub. Perfect. 2-0, easy, job done, wasn't it? We have to accept that and move on.
Yeah.
Can't get that through your fucking head. Whether you like it or not, Man City, even though they've been shit this season, on a one-off game, if they're really up for it, they've got one of the best managers of all time and some of the best players in the world. So, yeah, you play it's like, for example, when you used to play, I used to play ice hockey, so I don't play football, but maybe use football. You used to play for a football team. You were really good in the football season, and you play a one-off cup game against fucking shit United FC.
I'll tell you what, we
you lose 4-0.
We played Ripley. They were dirty bastards.
That's what I mean. You're just not up for it. You just think, you know what? I'm not having this.
I came off my hamstring.
Yeah,
hurt.
you fucking bottle it. That's what I mean. Talk about fucking.
I didn't want it.
bottlers.
Baby.
You didn't. You never fucking want it. Always got your head down.
It's embarrassing.
Martinelli.
It's a disgrace.
All right, moving on. I mean, listen.
Fuck me.
Things.
Thank God.
Yes, things are. It's a bit of a spanner in the works, and the quadruple's not on anymore.
A night of dismay.
Obviously, the quadruple's off, which is a shame because I really thought we were going to do it.
I actually did.
No, for a minute, I actually thought I was delusional. When
the thing is, when you look at it on paper, because this is an interesting question. When people were talking about it, sorry, I interrupted you again.
No, go on.
No,
keep getting. No, seriously, I'm interested.
No, when I was listening to an athletic podcast and they were saying like, oh, it's impossible. Everyone kept saying it's impossible to win a quadruple, and they've been proved right now because we've lost the Carabao Cup. But I was like, well, how fucking impossible is it? Because Leicester won the Premier League. We're in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. So we're going to get through to the semis. I don't want to be cocky, but it's Southampton. We should get through. So semis of the FA Cup, so now we'll lose. But semis of the FA Cup, semis of the Champions League, apparently, because we've got an easy draw on that. So if you take it by that, semi, I've got a semi. And then we're in the final of the Carabao. Why not? 9 points. Why not? Why is that so statistically impossible to win 4 trophies in one season?
Because a one-off game, you can just get battered.
I understand that, and it's been proven.
Like, injury,
but Leicester won the Premier League, so they're making out it's this like thing that can never be done. I think it can be done. Why can't it be done?
It can be done. It's just hard. And so,
it's hard.
I mean,
it's not
Leicester
as hard
City,
as Leicester winning the Premier League.
How many Leicesters have there been?
But it's not as hard.
One example.
It's not as hard as Leicester winning the Premier League.
Yeah, and it won't happen for a long time, will it?
Yeah, but I think quadruple can happen, and I think someone will do it eventually.
Yeah, it won't be fucking us if we keep playing like this.
It won't be fucking us now. It won't be us. We haven't got the DNA.
Anyway,
Real Madrid.
What I was going to say was it could be worse because
obviously.
And also, I want to just remember that all these people that banter us on Twitter or like say all this stuff, you would die to be in our position right now. All these Chelsea fans, all these United fans, all these fucking even Liverpool fans. You won, Bold Slot has won a trophy, right? But you're the worst champions there's been since,
I'm not saying shit till we've won anything.
20 BC. This is not my point. It's not about winning. I'm just talking about
It is about winning.
But we're not getting embarrassed. We lost a cup final. It can happen. But we're a long way from where Chelsea are, where they were getting battered by teams.
Yeah, but we can't just keep saying that because there will be... Football goes in cycles and waves, right? Just a bit like Spurs under Pochettino. I'm not saying we're going to end up like in relegation battle. But what I'm saying is football is a cycle. And if we don't capitalise in the cycle that we're in at the moment, we're going to look back in 2 years and go, where are we now? And
no, but my point. No, that's not my point. My point is we're still in a potentially treble winning position. Like not that we're not going to win a treble, obviously, but I'm saying
to win.
Yes, the Prem. I get that, but my point is generally our club is in a fantastic position that is the envy of most clubs in the world. That is my point.
But it's not though because
yes, it is.
No, it's not because
Man
City and Liverpool and Chelsea and all the Chelsea maybe because they've not been there for a while, but these clubs. They've been there before and very recently and they've won things. So I think you're deluded to think they're envious of us.
My point is now. My point is right now. Like United.
Well, at this moment, they might feel a bit like, I wish that was us.
Why
but I don't think they're
envious.
Because I'm just telling you the facts.
But if you would... logically, right, if you were picking a Premier League club to support now, right... If you're a fucking Armchair fan that's from Mansfield and you're going to pick a Premier League club to support now, the stocks are going up. What club would you pick? You're not going to fucking pick Chelsea or United or Liverpool, are you? You're not going to pick City because Pep's probably going to leave.
Just won a Carabao Cup.
You probably pick Arsenal, weren't you? That's my point. We're in a much more serious position, and that's credit to Arteta. We're actually competing. I mean, I remember when we were that bad that I just would die to actually be in these kind of conversations again. We weren't, obviously we got to it. People bring up, you went to the Carabao Cup in 2018. Did anyone expect to win that in 2018 with Jack Wilshere?
I think what was annoying for me is that it was the carbon copy performance from 8 years ago.
Well, the people weren't walking on the pitch, so mate. We just got beaten.
Apparently we've changed, but we haven't changed
Jacob,
that much.
that's just so lazy because you had players that didn't give a shit on that pitch or like players that just weren't good enough. I mean, we had bloody Chambers playing centre back.
Yeah,
Callum Chambers. Look at where he's playing. Is that a Mourinho quote? Look, no, it is. He goes, look where they play, how they play, if they play.
But what I'm saying is, Josh, no one will remember any of this shit unless we win anything.
We
and that's
will.
all that
what
matters
are you talking
in
about? We haven't won any in our entire in our entire footballing lives supporting Arsenal?
Forget.
No, it's supporting Arsenal.
Yeah.
Do you remember players like Alexis Sanchez? Yes. Do you remember the
he's a
good times
cunt.
under Wenger? Yes. Of course you do.
Yeah, because we won trophies.
Yeah, but I'm even saying you still remember things that you still remember feeling good, feeling in a good position.
I remember just winning the FA Cups, to be honest. I don't really remember finishing 4th.
No, but my point is not. The point is, what is football then? Because barely any clubs win stuff, especially the major honours. So what is football? Is it just about winning trophies, or is it also feeling good about your club, feeling a connection with the club? Enjoy it. Is it just about winning? Because if it is, go be a Chelsea fan, because they were all miserable and all they do is win trophies. And they're a bunch of, I don't even want to talk about Chelsea fans. Go support Chelsea then if you just want to win trophies.
I feel like I've always had that connection with the club, no matter who the manager is.
No, but I'm talking about have you enjoyed... No, because it's not the same. Because we were having meltdowns on AFTV every week. We were banners over the fucking... flying over the stadium. I think people forget how bad it was.
Oh no, it was terrible.
Yeah, exactly. So... my point is
but
that where we are now...
It'll be that
no,
bad
but where
if
we
we
are
don't
now,
win the Premier League this season.
Jacob, it won't. No, it won't be.
It will be.
No, it won't be.
People will be saying Arteta out.
Yeah, big deal. And you know what? Like, that's part of it. And you can sack a manager. But does that mean that we're in a much better position? Even if Arteta was to go, we've still got all the building blocks of a
in my
brilliant
opinion, no.
club.
In my opinion, no.
What are you talking about?
In my opinion, if
any manager in Europe wouldn't want to come?
Arteta doesn't win the league this year,
Yeah.
I think a lot of players will start looking to move elsewhere.
Right,
And
but then
we'll have to
we're bringing a top... If Arteta was to go, which is just complete bollocks anyway, but if Arteta was to go,
Do you not think
you don't think we could just get one of the best managers in the world in?
Do you not think he should go if he doesn't win the Premier League?
I'm not talking about that. I'm saying, even if Arteta was to go, do you not think we could bring one of the best managers in the world in? And the players would go, okay, I'll buy into this. I'll do another year. I'll do another 2 years with a world-class manager. You're chatting shit.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe?
Probably, yeah.
I'm on 300k a week. I'm playing well. I'm in London. I'm at the carpet.
I'll just give you a good example. Like, for example, William Saliba, right? Signed a new contract, but like, if we don't win the Premier League, if we don't win a trophy this year, right? Say worst case, and that would be a catastrophe. But if we don't, and Arteta does go and they say, right, thanks, I've had enough. That's enough of the project, and we get Luis Enrique in or someone like that, which we won't because he's at PSG. But somewhat say that caliber of manager,
Xabi Alonso or something.
Yeah, I think Saliba will probably only say one more season, see if he can win something, and then he'll be looking to go. You cannot say that he won't.
My point is,
and
how much could we sell Saliba for?
Yeah, but he's so hard to replace.
But how much could we sell him for?
But we've seen this with players before where it's so hard to replace.
But Jacob, we went from selling people like David Luiz, Socrates, Mavropanos, Mustafi,
But you're not going to be buying someone.
Lichtsteiner.
My point is,
Come
you're not going to
on.
be buying someone with the same. But we'll go back to that cycle again, where unless you win a trophy, you're going to be selling your best players. Correct?
Right. No, football's changed. It's not just you buy the best player. You can get a player that's up and coming that might be really good. You could sign a world-class centre-back for 20 million. Look at Mosquera. 13 million.
He's not good, Saliba. You can't.
I'm not saying that, but you don't need to get 100 million for Saliba and then spend another 100 million on some flop. That's not what I'm saying.
To get Saliba to this point, he's had to go through all these experiences.
But once again,
we didn't buy Saliba as he ready-made. What I'm telling you now, if a Saliba left, just hear me out. To plug that gap, we need to get someone of Saliba's quality to then challenge for the league. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I don't think it's as simple as we sell Saliba. We don't want to get another good player. We don't want to get to the position where our best players are leaving.
But this is nonsense. Because we've lost one cup.
No, I'm just saying if we don't win the Premier League.
But I don't. Players can't just all go right. We're leaving tomorrow.
They fucking feel like it though, and that's the point. They'll stop playing. They'll stop believing.
But you could bring in when you bring in a world-class manager. That's not how it works, is it? My point is, Jacob, it's just nonsense.
Do you know,
my
like
point is that
and all those players,
Arteta,
they're looking to move to PSG, didn't win a trophy.
Arteta, right, has to get, no matter how this finishes, I don't care. You can clip this up, I don't care. He's still a world-class manager no matter how this finishes. I don't care if he bottles another league. I don't care if we don't win anything. Arteta has completely saved this club. So whether at the end of the season, I could think at the end of the season, Arteta needs to go. But it doesn't change how I feel about Arteta.
I don't know what you're going into that for.
What do you mean? That's what you're basically saying, that if we don't win, Arteta has to go, and the whole project's failed. The project has worked. I don't care what people say. Oh, is this final stage or is this a what now? No one believed that Arteta could do this. Literally no one believed that we would.
Anything, though.
Jacob, don't be talk sport, because is that what you are? Do you want to go on sports bar?
Well, no, what I'm
What do
saying
you mean
is
he's not done anything? He's completely transformed the club.
He's only until he wins a trophy. He's only as good as Emery
Emery did
at
fuck
Aston
all.
Villa.
At Aston Villa.
He's only done the
Is
same
Aston Villa,
job.
Were Aston Villa on for the quadruple a week ago, or going for the treble, or whatever?
Josh, my point is, if Arteta doesn't win the Premier League or a major trophy at Arsenal, and he can't even win the Carabao Cup, his legacy will be he came in, he did a good job, he rebuilt the team.
He did a good job.
He did nothing.
Jacob, how many other managers have done a rebuild like this? Or other than maybe Jurgen Klopp?
Rebuild to what? But
What do you mean a
Klopp won
rebuild?
trophies.
My point is that Arteta could go and we could get in another manager. He still rebuilt the club. I've just said.
But we'll lose our best players. The project.
Why?
Because that's what happens.
To who?
To Real Madrid, to Barcelona,
Jurgen
to
Klopp
PSG,
left.
to
Did all the
Liverpool.
players just leave?
Hey?
Did all the Liverpool players
But he
leave
won
when Jurgen Klopp left?
He won trophies.
But even
And look
so,
where
you
Liverpool
make out
are now. They're in a rebuild job.
You make out just players leave and then everyone just
Anyway,
everyone
we'll
just
let
goes,
people decide in the comments.
Jacob,
Let
I
people
don't
decide.
care.
No one comments
No,
anyway.
I'm sorry. You're not a proper Arsenal fan if you don't think that Arteta has completely transformed this club
I'm
from
not
where
saying
we
he
were.
hasn't.
And he hasn't been a brilliant manager, and he's not a club legend for me.
I'm saying he's done great, but if he doesn't win a trophy in 50 years, will he be remembered as an Arsenal legend?
It all depends on what happens next. Obviously, if the club goes into if the club gets liquidated after he leaves,
You're
and we
talking
all go,
bollocks
no, but
now,
I'm
right?
not.
No, it's right.
If Arteta left, and then the next season, a new manager came in and won a quadruple, whatever it is, you'd go, well, actually, it wasn't just like that manager spawned in and he just built all the club. Arteta did a lot of groundwork to build whoever came in next. That's all I'm saying. But for some reason, when you make complicated points, your brain is like, talk sport.
Right. Okay. No, I forgot that you are like the master of football, and every point you make is the right point. No, I just forgot.
Basic
I just
argument.
forgot that.
But you're like,
I
I
can't
don't understand what that
It's too
means.
basic for me. It's too complex for me to understand. No, I agree. I don't know. I'm not honestly. Yeah, I think you're right, and it's too complex for me to understand.
Right, I'm glad you've admitted it. Thank God. Right, moving on.
So anyway, we've got 10 minutes left. Anyone who's an Arsenal fan would have enjoyed this podcast, but anyone who's
Well,
a
I
football
tried to
fan would
move
have
on from this
hated
about
it.
half an hour ago. And I said, let's talk about Chelsea losing 3-0. And you were like, well, no fans would want to be in our position because we're this and that.
Anyway, you can
I was
rewind
trying to
it.
laugh at Chelsea losing 3-0 to Everton, getting smashed up. What about Liverpool,
I don't
losing
even
to
remember you
Brighton?
saying that.
Well, I was literally trying to say it. We can listen back, and you were like, well, I was trying to say these clubs are all, fucking capitulating.
I don't think you said that. I think you were still
You didn't let me
talking about
finish because
Arsenal.
you interrupt me every fucking half minute.
I think if you look at this podcast, I think you've been talking bare, mate.
Yeah,
You've just been
right.
on one big
because
rant the
you've
whole
literally,
time.
yeah, all right,
You've done this
whatever.
again.
I don't care.
You've ruined it again, haven't you?
I've not ruined it. You're just a melt.
You've done it again, haven't you?
You can't just go, oh yeah, I see where you're coming from. Actually, yeah, fair enough.
You've done it again.
You go, oh no, but what about this? It's
Well,
just
that's not.
it's
Isn't
just
that the whole point of a
nonsense.
podcast? I can't do. If I sat here and agree with everything
No,
you said,
but you could say it's just the way you don't. Anyway, it doesn't matter, does it?
you can't accept that I've got a different opinion.
But it
And I have
but-
agreed with some of your points. I'm not saying Arteta's not transformed the club. He obviously has. I mean, that's obvious, isn't it? What I'm saying is, I
But
don't
then
think
you
he's
said,
going to have
he's not
much
done a
of a
better job
legacy.
than Emery.
No, what I'm saying is, if he won't be. So Emery's transformed Villa.
Yeah.
With the money that he's got, he's
Yeah.
capped at a certain point, right? But he's
Yeah.
transformed their club. He's
Yeah.
made that connection. So what I'm saying is, he's
Exactly.
done a similar job, and he's challenging for Champions League. They're in the Champions League for fuck's sake.
Yeah, go on.
If he doesn't win something with
Yeah.
Villa, though,
Do you think Villa fans wouldn't still love him for
yes,
what
I
he's
still
done?
love Arteta, but he's not going to be a legend.
Why not?
Because I think to be a legend, you need to be like Brian Clough. You need to win trophies. I just think like Brendan Rodgers.
I don't mean to compare us to Spurs, but if you ask them about who,
No.
they're still singing about Pochettino now.
Yeah, but we've won. Wenger is a legend. He won Premier League. He won an Invincibles title. And towards the back end of his career, it didn't work out. I understand, but like if Arteta builds the club back, I think he's done a
and
fantastic
look how
job.
quickly
He doesn't win a trophy.
But look how quickly
I
people
don't
turn
think
on
he
Wenger.
qualifies as a legend. That's just my opinion. Because I think 50 years is a long. You think how long? This Arsenal Football Club is massive, and it will continue to be massive throughout history. And I think all I'm saying is this is why Arsenal and any manager and any player wants to win a trophy, because if you don't, the memory just becomes, they were sort of they were a good team, weren't they? But they weren't great. It's like when you look at Spurs when they had Modric and Bale. You don't think Like, it was a good time to support Spurs, and I'm sure Spurs fans look on that time fondly, but they didn't really win a trophy. Same with when they had Dele Alli and Kane, and it's great, but I think in 50 years, will Spurs fans, they'll go, oh, that was a good team, but they're not going to go, oh, that was a legends, because those players left.
Well,
and
Harry
they went
Kane
to
legend,
win,
Son
but those
legend.
players, no, they're legends now because
Modric legend, Bale legend.
because they've been
just
legends
naming
at other
Spurs.
club.
No, they were Spurs legends. Anyway, yes, they are. It doesn't really matter. Kane never won anything with Spurs. Is he a Spurs legend? Yes. That's just you just chatting nonsense now. But anyway, I was trying to say that I think most clubs would be jealous of our position, and deep down they are. Deep down they are. And I don't know why you can't just
Not
go,
really.
yeah.
Because I think next season, I think clubs will be looking and going, I don't think Arsenal can sustain.
Negative.
I'm just being realistic. I just don't think we can sustain. If it doesn't change the way we play football, I don't think we can sustain this next season. And I don't think the players will want to play this style of football next season. Hanging on in games and not playing with freedom. And I think it's not sustainable. And I think if we get over the line this season, great, and it's worked and it's been fantastic, the Mourinho thing. But as you see with Mourinho at Chelsea, I don't think it's sustainable.
Jacob, Mourinho was not sustainable because
Simeone Atletico,
because of his football.
But he doesn't win a lot, does he?
Simeone Atletico done
They
an amazing.
they don't win a lot.
What do you mean?
They
It's
don't win.
Atletico. They're competing against Barcelona and Real Madrid, two of the biggest clubs
They've not won
ever.
they don't win trophies.
How are you
a
meant to
lot,
win
many
against
times.
those? How are you meant to win against Barcelona and Real Madrid?
Well, they've got some good players.
When Atletico do win a trophy, which they have, it is amazing that they managed to do that because those clubs financially are in a different world.
But we're not compared to Man City anymore. I know they've got these charges,
But Jay,
I think
it's
we spent
still
we spent
historical, so that's
200
why I'm talking about.
million.
I'm talking about a transformation that Arteta's done.
It's historical, yeah, but I don't.
What I'm talking about is what Arteta's done.
He'll be a legend, but like,
But do you not think that what Arteta's
like
done is unprecedented in football? Like, in terms of, in the last 10 years in the Premier League, or the last 20 years, like, how many projects have gone from, you take a team that's like 8th and actually build them up, like the top, let's talk about the top 6.
I don't think it's unprecedented.
In the top 6?
Thomas Frank at Brentford.
In the top 6?
Hey?
In the top 6?
Top 6?
There's Jurgen Klopp.
Jurgen Klopp, yeah. I mean, Arne Slot came. I mean, that wasn't a project, but I guess he came in the first season and won a title. Well, that's a good question, isn't it? So, who's got a bigger legacy? Would you argue Arteta? Like, if Slot gets sacked next season, but and he won a trophy, right? And this is a good example, and you might be right that you might prove the point. So Slot wins a Premier League trophy for Liverpool. He gets sacked next season. Arteta gets sacked next season, but he wins nothing for Arsenal. But he's done this project. Who's got the bigger legacy?
Well,
then?
this is it, right?
It's a good question.
This is the difference. Yeah, I know, and that's the point, right? This is the difference between the clubs because people will like this is the mindset. But Arsenal are Arsenal. Arsenal, for me, this is why I love the club because of our tradition, our class, the way we're loyal to our. We had Wenger in for loads of times. I know United comparable, but what I'm saying is we don't turn our backs. It's about culture. It's about the feeling of the club. And we have a connection to our... And maybe it doesn't...
To be fair to
it's
Liverpool,
not,
they're the same.
No, I agree. They can... Yeah, I agree. But I'm
They'll
talking
stick
about...
with Slot, won't they?
No, but that's my point, right? And when this happens, right? When we win a trophy, it will be 1,000 times sweeter than
be.
whatever you bought plastic or whatever manager you chopped and changed or whatever players, mercenaries you bought in. It's not... Football is not just as simplistic as, oh, it's a trophy. It's a medal. Because tell that to a Leicester fan. They experience something that that barely any other club will ever experience in their life. It's more than just a trophy and a medal. It's about context. It's about feeling. It's about the journey. So you can't just say... Like, football is not as simplistic as that. So that's my point, right? When this happens and when Arteta does win a trophy, because he's a world-class manager, we'll feel that elation, and people are terrified of that.
But I hope so. I really do hope so. I really do hope that's the case, and I hope we do win the Premier League. But there's still there's still 2 months left of the Premier League season, and we've got some tough games. We've got to go to Etihad away, and I do hope that is the case, Josh. Because I agree with you, but all I'm saying is if he doesn't win anything, there's going to be some difficult conversations to be had.
Yeah, but it doesn't change the fact that he's done a brilliant job.
I don't think it changes the fact, and I'll still love him. I agree, but I just think Wenger did the same as him, literally the exact same thing, but he won multiple trophies.
Yeah, but he inherited a lot better team than Arteta did.
Yeah, I mean, anyway.
No, I agree. I did, obviously. But listen, we're not at the end,
Klopp,
are we?
Klopp, for example.
But we're not at the end.
For example, Klopp, right? No, we're not. But I'm just saying if he doesn't win a trophy. I'm just saying if he doesn't win a trophy this season. What I'm saying is, Klopp at Liverpool, if he just transformed that Liverpool team, and this is a great example, and it took him 7 years, and they were amazing, and they got to finals, and they challenged City for the league, but they never quite got over a line. He wouldn't have the same legacy.
No, I agree, but it doesn't mean that he didn't transform the club.
Yes, yeah. I agree, but it just wouldn't be the same. And
no,
I think,
it just
wouldn't be the same. And this is my fear.
Fair enough.
This is my fear. This is my. I don't want him to be like Pochettino. I don't
no,
want
I agree.
that to happen. I don't want. So we have to. And I think that's partly why a lot of our players have now been recalled from international duty.
Right? I don't really give a shit what other fans think. To be honest, I don't really care. Because most of them are
no, but it's what I think.
Nonsense.
I don't want that to happen, and that's the feeling I would have, and that's the feeling that most Arsenal fans would have. It'd be gutting, wouldn't it? But yeah, we've got to end this podcast in 5 minutes. We haven't talked about any other football team, any other funny stuff that happened in the Premier League. Nothing funny, nothing.
I wonder if anyone enjoys these ones.
No one. I tell you,
I hate these ones.
No one has enjoyed this.
No.
Like if you stayed this long, if you stayed this long. You're either an Arsenal fan
or you're fucking mental.
Well, or you've just enjoyed us arguing. But there's only 2 of those reasons, like because you would not stay for this long. And also, we've been waffling absolute shit. So it's basically been a waste of an hour of my life. I've now got to put this out and put clips of us.
Any good clips.
And what are the clips? They're just going to be us shouting at each other again.
I know, I don't like those ones.
Fucking crap.
They are crap.
Absolute crap. And it's your fault.
Really
you got
bad.
rattled consistently throughout this podcast.
I get rattled by you.
Yeah, well, you need to just...
I can't not.
For some reason, I don't know, like...
You just rattle me.
Right, well, thanks. You know, I mean, I've got work tomorrow, so we can't really talk about anything else. Like, we can't talk about the Newcastle-Sunderland derby. We cannot talk about Spurs. I mean, I really want to talk about 10 minutes.
Spurs. We could just do 10 minutes talk about Spurs.
Just quickly talk about Spurs, then, and I've got to go and edit this. Go on, then. Go.
Fucking hell.
Go on.
Jesus. Well, Spurs did a title parade.
It's embarrassing.
To get relegated, basically.
Yeah, well, I can't look. I'm not getting the clip up now. My computer's. Oh no, it's not.
All right, just call it off. Listen,
No,
we've had a
I'm
bad
not calling
night.
it off.
No,
Just
listen,
don't
it
fucking
happens.
talk
It
about
happens.
it.
Does it mean that we're not a world class
Cup
podcast?
final. We're not a
Because
world class podcast.
we have one bad episode.
We're not a world class podcast.
We are a world class podcast.
Fucking tell that to ask the comments if we're a world class podcast. Comment if we're a world class podcast.
No one's listening to this.
Right, let me get up the Spurs relegation thing. You just given up, mate. You're going to carry on
To be
talking
honest,
or what?
was this podcast realistically going to be anything else but us arguing?
Shut up, mate. You cause it. Just carry on talking,
I
man. I'm trying to look for this fucking clip. You're not
but
professional,
I thought you would
are
say
you?
something.
Fuck, it's always me. This is the Spurs relegation parade, anyway. I'm not pulling this up, so it's just audio only. If you're just listening, but the bus has nearly fucking crashed into these people. I mean, that's what I mean. It could be worse, couldn't it? Like we could be Spurs
That's what I'm
fans.
saying.
Yeah, I know, but I don't like comparing yourself to Spurs is like comparing, like, you know, if you go to like, a really nice restaurant and they serve you like you've got a really nice meal and you've got literally a pile of shit on a plate.
Yeah.
You can't really compare the two, and that's what this is like. I mean, what the fuck is this? I've not even seen this yet. This is my. It's like they won the league.
To be honest, I don't know whether to think it's kind of impressive that Spurs fans have actually just gone out and done that when you faced them at the beginning. Like, they could just be like, you, the players are shit. We're not even coming to the game.
But what I'm saying is, I think, I mean, that is embarrassing. Also, there's this video.
Do you think
as well.
it's embarrassing, or do you think...
No, it's embarrassing.
This is bad. This one was bad.
Jesus. What's all this about?
Fight for everything.
Right. I mean, it's like they're in Champions League final.
All together.
That's creepy.
Always.
That's not even...
No, it's not even remotely inspiring.
I mean, yeah. And then to go to then for Forest to come and just slap you up 3-0. I tell you what, they won't be doing that again. This is why I think they're finished and why they're going to get relegated, because I think the fans have emptied every last drop of hope and everything into that.
I think that was the last push.
I think that is the last straw.
The thing is,
they won't support the team now. They won't.
They've gone too early. I think they've gone too early.
Think how bad, right? They haven't gone too early. There's about 5 games left.
Yeah, but
gone too early. They'll be gone. I tell you that.
Yeah,
they'll
but
be gone.
I just think.
Well, you meant to do it on
But
the last 2
they
games.
put all their eggs in one basket, didn't they?
Because I think they thought if we don't turn up at home against Forest, who were also in a relegation battle, and we don't win this game today, it's over. And I would be the same. We've lost our heads over losing a Carabao Cup final while still being in 3 other competitions and 9 points clear in the Premier League. Imagine the head loss you would have, right, if you were in a relegation battle, having spent that amount of money and having the best team in the league, and then Forest come there and slap you up 3-0. My head loss would be absolutely. I would
have threw myself in front of the bus,
mate. Honestly,
that's not funny. But
honestly,
I probably would have.
Genuinely, I would not be able to cope with it. Fucking cameras just died, man. Anyway. Fucking shit podcast. I know it's probably a sign.
Sorry.
Anyway, thanks for listening, everyone. It's been a fucking shit episode, but if you're an Arsenal fan, you probably really enjoyed this, to be fair, so I'm being negative.
It was cathartic.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it.
I think you just had to let it out.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Half of this podcast is and this is what I mean. It's like, what would be a good idea to start a podcast? No structure, no nothing, no thought behind it. Let's just, we talk about football, so we might as well put it on the internet.
Yeah.
Some things are not meant to be on the internet.
No.
Some things are meant to be.
Not everyone needs a
just
podcast.
sit in the kitchen and have a cup of tea and talk
And
about
just argue.
Yeah. Why put that on the internet? Does anyone want to hear it? Does anyone care?
People do watch it. Like, there is consistently about 50 to 60 views.
If they've made it this far, though,
YouTube,
it is pretty funny to think that someone's made it this far and enjoyed it. I'd love to know, but no one comments, so it's like you don't even.
I'll listen to it.
I see that there's roughly around 50 listeners per episode, and I don't know if that's me just refreshing the episode, but I only
watch it back 4 times.
I don't even watch the episode on YouTube.
Yeah.
So
it must be someone.
So there must be someone watching it, and I just think, well, are you gonna comment?
Because at this point, right, like everyone we know,
just comment?
Everyone we know that would have like checked the podcast would have gone on the podcast, seen, oh, this is shit, switched off. So, or just check the first 5 minutes. Yeah, they're still losers. Switched off. So it must be someone.
There is religious listeners, but like it's like a closet listener. It's like when you're embarrassed. It's like you listen to something and you kind of enjoy it, but you're embarrassed to admit that you enjoy it.
There's a bit of a rustling going on.
Yeah, it's a Rustler's burger. But you know what I mean? You kind of embarrassed to enjoy. Embarrassed.
Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure.
Well,
just come out.
Why don't you just set up a YouTube profile that hasn't got your name? I won't find out. I won't really care, and just comment and put good podcast,
shit podcast,
or whatever.
Josh is fucking
you can
annoying.
comment anything you want, really. Like, oh, Jacob's right, Josh is wrong. Stuff like that. It doesn't.
Baby.
It can be
just
whatever
comment,
you want.
baby.
But I just need to know that people. For me to continue to still do this, I need to know that people are enjoying the episodes. Because if you're not, at least tell us, or maybe even say, look, you know that thing that you did where you talked about Arsenal for like 56 minutes and just shout, don't do that.
Maybe, but
like,
I think people.
Talk about,
I think people.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Like
I don't
it.
know if they do.
I had some feedback from work, and people do. They don't mind it.
Right.
I think there's a weird enjoyment of listening to people. I mean, people watch AFTV and it's just people arguing.
Yeah, but I don't really want to be.
No, I get that, but we're not that every week, are we?
Well, I know, because I'll make a point that you don't like, and then you'll start shouting. So that.
Yeah,
that's weird. And then it gets. I think I've. To be fair, I did raise my voice on a couple of occasions during this podcast, but I don't think I was aggravated as you were. And,
no.
and I've got anger issues as well. So that's saying something. Anyway, yeah. I mean, look, we'll see. I mean, we were really on a good. I was quite enjoying. We're on a good. I feel like we had some momentum, but it's all sort of.
It's all gone to
but then again, look. At the end of the day, last week the episode was all banter, and this week it's been all arguing,
business.
and next week it might be all analysis, and we might,
I know.
But I'm just a bit disappointed that we didn't get to talk about the other
I
games
know.
in the Premier League.
Down.
This. But also at the same time, how in depth is our analysis going to be on those games? Newcastle and Sunderland, it would have just been.
I'm not gonna
that was a good game.
All I've thought about is this cup final.
Yes, and I don't
honest.
really like. At the end of the day, and this is what I mean.
care.
It's like I kind of set out to start this podcast to talk about football in general, and I do enjoy talking about football in general. But like when there is a big game like this that Arsenal are involved in, it will dominate the majority of the conversation, and
it
it was,
did.
and it was a big game, and I think even hopefully neutral still enjoyed it. But I think obviously the Forest game was also massive. So, but
Well, we touched on it a little bit there.
I mean, to
Sorry.
be honest, there's not really nothing more to say apart from I'm really happy Forest won, and Spurs are absolutely dog shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised that Forest went there and won. They just
Also-
look like they have more belief. The manager looks like he has got an idea of how they want to play, and he looks like a decent bloke. He goes for pints after the game. I just think they're just lost.
How
completely
long
lost.
does Liam Rosenior have left?
That's a good question. Yeah, I mean, knowing Chelsea, probably not long. I mean, would it not be funny that if they choose the wrong manager to double down on? So they
This
go
is the guy.
double
they give-
doon.
I hope they give him an
'Cause that
Arteta
would
20
be funny.
years.
It's like with Amorim. Sort of Man United did sort of technically double down on him to an
I
extent.
think-
and it was
yeah,
the
I
wrong
think this
person
could be
to do
United's
it.
Amorim.
Yeah, it could be United's Amorim, where it takes them so long to go, fucking hell. Like,
Let's just bring John Terry in. Like, come
yeah.
on.
Well, he's an Arsenal fan.
Yeah. All right. Well, since the video's literally cut out, and since we
No
did
one's
a bit of
watching
lip
this now.
service, and no one gives a shit. So
Like, imagine if someone was watching us on YouTube eating the dinner and then it just cuts out. Are they stuck with just watching a black screen? Are they looking at themselves?
I would.
Because I reckon
I
what would
would.
happen is you would look at the black screen and you'd clock yourself
what
you
a
clock
mess.
yourself and you go,
what am I?
what am I doing?
We force someone into having an existential
What
crisis and
am I
realizing
doing?
that you need to get a life.
If you're watching this, you fucked it.
Right.
You need to
I'm
be doing
sweating, by the way. I need a
something-
shower.
Right. Well, you shower boy.
I just got all sweaty and hot, and I got frustrated. And I'm sorry. I am sorry. I've got this one massively wrong. I did get this massively wrong today. I'm
What do you
sorry.
mean you got it massively wrong?
Well, I just got rattled, and I don't know. I'm upset that we lost. I'm upset, to be
you
honest.
said to me you weren't bothered.
I know, but deep down I am.
You're a fucking joke.
That is a foul! You fucking little bastard!
Shame there's no
that's
fucking
it.
video.
I'm done now.
Anyway,
That's bollocks. Well, that was a full fucking battery, that. It's a fucking
Bastards.
joke. I hate all this shit, and that's what I mean. Like, I've got to do all this on my own, and it's
I'm
fucking
sorry, but I
annoying.
don't- I
No,
don't
it's
have
not
any
you. I'm not
skills.
moaning at you. I just wish I had fucking money. I wish I was a Nepo baby, and I could fucking hire
Had
some fat bastard to sit
Michael
there and control.
McIntyre put us in a
Yeah,
box.
I just hope that. I wish I was David Beckham's son, and I could just be like, I'm just gonna funnel loads of money into this channel.
banned.
We need a fucking clip.
We need a sugar
person.
daddy.
We need a lot of investment, and the Huel sponsorship's not cutting it.
It's not come off yet. Right.
Right. Okay. All right. See you on the next one. Anyway, got anything to say?
Sorry.